Plaza means more than winning the Grey Cups, because the Grey Cups really show that you had a great season, or 2 seasons, you win 2, but being in the Plaza of Honor defines your career. And it really means a lot that people on the Plaza Committee thought that my career was worthy enough to be put in the Plaza with great people like George Reed, Ron Lancaster, Tom Shepard. So that to me is really a privilege. There's really not many people that get in when you think about it, with the amount of people that go through the team in a year. It really is quite an honor.
Yeah, just being inducted, you think, man, like, I know this is a great accomplishment for me, but who all helped me get here? So, there's so many people to thank and so many people that you can give homage and praise to that helped you along the way, friends, family, parents, coaches, even buddies that you might have grew up with, playing with alongside for a long time in high school or Little League. Yeah, to be in the Plaza of Honor, it means the world if you're, from Saskatchewan, played in Saskatchewan, or a Rider fan at all. It's just such a great honor. It's a big deal around here, and it's something that you can cherish. Anytime you can get into any type of Hall of Fame, it's meaningful. It just shows that people understand what it took to play at the level you did, or to perform at the level you did, whatever it may be, and that they want to honor you for that. So I think to be in the Plaza is just an amazing thing for a Rider player, because in the best team to play for in the CFL, you've been recognized as one of the standout players.
Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, if you turn your attention to the right of the stage, the Rider Drumline is leading in our newest Plaza of Honor members, Kerry Joseph and Neil Hughes. Give it up one more time for Neil and Kerry. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2019 SaskTel Plaza of Honor. My name is Derek Taylor. I am the voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders on 620 CKRM, and I could not be more pleased to be your MC for tonight's tremendous event, the SaskTel Plaza of Honor induction ceremony. It's known as one of Saskatchewan's most prestigious sports receptions, and now in its 33rd year, I'm a numbers guy, I love numbers, I can't believe it's contributed over $6 million to the Saskatchewan Roughriders Football Club. It's thanks to people like you. The SaskTel Plaza of Honor has inducted players and builders and classic teams, and frankly anybody who's made a contribution to this tremendous Rough Rider Football Club, and tonight we are adding 2 iconic names to the prestigious group, Kerry Joseph and Neil Hughes. I should mention tonight, this is the first time in Plaza history as the Plaza Awards dinner is under the blue sky here at Mosaic Stadium in the end zone. This is fantastic. It's a beautiful night. The weather has participated and helped us all out, so it's great of you to come, and thankfully we've been rewarded with this weather. Dinner will be served soon. We know you'll enjoy the delicious meal that is about to come, and tonight's program will continue in just a little while, and I will not yell as loud into the microphone, and that will not happen. In the meantime, please enjoy your dinner, and many festivities are to come. How is dinner going down? Is everybody good? Do you need more bread? Can I get you more bread? No? Can we have a hand for the Ross Spearman Band, please? Entertaining us all nights. Now, I've only been around the club for one season, but this is the first time I've seen defensive coordinator Jason Shivers without a baseball cap on, so if you're the guy who stole his cap, can you give it back to him? I feel like he's uncomfortable in that thing. It's all right. We will begin. If you would, I would ask you, turn your attention to the video board. We have a special tribute.
I've reflected on that a lot, about the people that don't get the recognition, won't go into the Plaza, won't go into Hall of Fames and so on, but they were there every day, loved the Riders. One of the people that was very important to me was Hugh McKay, who we just lost, and he, to me, was a Plaza of Honor guy because of what he did for the team, and yet he didn't do it for recognition. He won't receive the kind of recognition that some of us do.
Earlier this month, the Rough Rider family learned of the sudden passing at the age of 48 of the Riders' manager of facilities and stadium operations, Hugh McKay. A fixture within the Rider organization, Hugh spent more than 21 years with the club, and his commitment and dedication to the Riders was and is ever present. Known as Hugh McKadium, there was no corner of Mosaic Stadium, both historic and new, that he didn't know inside and out. If there was a challenge with either, Huey always found the solution. With his colorful style and passion for the green and white, Hugh's upbeat attitude and presence was felt across the CFL, earning him respect from players, coaches, and of course, his Rider Nation community. Hugh's desire for the club to succeed was truly admirable. He was Hugh, a big-hearted, loud-laughing, dependable champion who touched our lives in so many ways. We know Hugh lived for the Riders and for his family. We will never be able to thank him enough. He will be dearly missed, and we send our deepest condolences to Hugh's loved ones. Rider Nation, tonight, we remember Hugh McKay.
And now to kick off the evening's festivities, I would like to welcome to the stage, representing the government of Saskatchewan and SaskTel. He is a 2013 Plaza of Honor inductee. He's the Minister of Parks, Culture, and Sport. He is the Honorable Gene Makowski.
Well, thanks so much, Derek. It's wonderful to be here. What a setting, what a night. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As mentioned, it's an honor to be here tonight representing SaskTel and the government of Saskatchewan. SaskTel is a proud supporter of Saskatchewan athletes at all levels of development, from the grassroots all the way up to the pro ranks. For decades, SaskTel has been proud to be the presenting sponsor of this great event, and they continue to be dedicated sponsors of the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. As we all know, tonight the Riders will recognize two of the best players ever to suit up for the green and white. The Plaza recognizes a long line of individuals who have made major contributions to the Rough Rider Football Club and in turn our great community. Having your name on the cairn outside of Mosaic Stadium is definitely a privilege. I'm so grateful that I was able to call these gentlemen my teammates. It's certainly two great individuals who are, I'm not just saying this, they were two of my definite favorite players. I would go to battle with these two any day of the week. They're obviously different backgrounds, but I think quite similar in their approach. They had the eye of the tiger. They gave everything they got every night. They were prepared, and they were great pros. I think we can all agree that their careers have made a lasting impact on Rider Nation. KJ, you weren't here long enough. He was so tough. He took so many hits. Unfortunately, some of them were my fault. But he was just so athletic, a Grey Cup champion, there's no question. He was a big contributor to all of us, many of us in this room getting a ring in 2007, and very select company of being one of 3 people being an MVP of the league, wearing a Rider uniform. Husey, he was a great Saskatchewan kid through and through. I think of him, I think of Saskatchewan. He's tough, he's hardworking, he was humble, he got it done and did whatever was asked of him, time after time, day after day. I didn't realize until earlier, just reading, he was told he wasn't even going to make the team right before camp. That's certainly a tough thing to go into, but you know, he took that and said, we're going to see about that. We're going to see about that. 11 years later, 2 Grey Cups, and what an impact, what an example, not just for our young people, but I think for everyone out there. 2-time Grey Cup champion. Extremely select group of players that have that. So with that, I've been too long already. I'd like to thank everyone here in attendance. Your support for tonight's inductees in the Riders Plaza of Honor is so greatly appreciated and speaks volumes about the strength of our football community. Thank you very much again. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Gene. Tonight's first inductor is no stranger to the green and white. He was drafted by the Riders in 2003 in the 3rd round. His first season proved immediately he was going to be a force on special teams, leading the team in special teams tackles in his rookie year. 10 years with the Riders, contributing on and off the field, winning the Mosaic Community Service Award in both 2008 and 2009. He was twice the team's nominee for the CFLPA's Tom Pate Memorial Award for community service. And in 2010, the CFL Players Association presented our next speaker with the first ever Jake Godower Veterans Trophy, being judged the CFL's player who best demonstrated, quote, the attributes of Canada's veterans in times of war, peace, and military conflict. He would go on to help bring a Grey Cup home to Saskatchewan in 2013, and tonight he inducts Neil Hughes into the 2019 SaskTel Plaza of Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, put your hands together for number 45, Mike McCullough.
I know you're new here, but it's 11 years. Get that shit right. I'm here to ask the burning question that's been plaguing Rider Nation for the better part of 2 months. Is it Fajardo or Fajardo? What the hell is it? I'm so confused. Thank you. That's how I've been saying on the radio. Good job this year, my man, by the way. Neil, they've only given me about 300 words, so I'm going to bypass all the insults, all the embarrassing stories. I'm going to jump right into the ass kissing. So listen up, because I'm never going to talk this nice about you ever again. Seriously, it's like a living eulogy for the next 2 minutes, okay? So I'm going to name off a bunch of positions. Running back, fullback, receiver, long snapper, kickoff returner, punt returner, place kicker, holder, punter. Those are all roles that Neil either played in a CFL game or was prepared to play in a game while being on the depth chart. That's amazing. If you could describe Neil in one word as a football player, it's versatile. He didn't just do all those jobs, he did them very well. And any of the opponents that underestimated him learned pretty quickly, probably within the first few plays of the game, that Neil played every play to win the game. And winning is something he did a lot of over his 11 years. One of the things that endeared him most to teammates, though, was the fact that he never sought out the limelight, never asked for credit, just did his job every single day, what was asked him by the coaches and his teammates, to win a football game. And over his 11 years, like I said, he won a lot. He is the first rider in the Plaza of Honor to have 2 Grey Cup championship rings as a player. Of all the greatest, think of all those players. Some of those players are some of the greatest in CFL history, and no one won more and better than Neil Hughes. If you could go into a lab and create the perfect football player, you would not use Neil's body, for sure, but you would use his heart and his drive. So Neil, thank you. It's a privilege and an honor for me to be here tonight to induct my good friend, my former teammate, both these guys. I don't have this ring without these guys. So thank you both. But Neil, it's an absolute honor to be here. Welcome to the 2019 Saskatchewan Roughriders Plaza of Honor. You earned it. You deserve it. You're the man.
Neil Hughes was born in Regina on July 2nd, 1980. His journey into football began at the age of 7 when Neil played for the Razorbacks in the Regina minor football program. A Rough Rider fan from an early age, attending fan days and watching the games from the stands, Neil went on to play football at Tom Collegiate in Regina. In 1998, Neil joined the Regina Rams junior football program, playing 1 season before the Rams joined the Canadian University football ranks. Hughes was a great all-purpose running back for the Rams. He won the Canada West Championship and the Churchill Bowl with the Rams in 2000 and was named the Atlantic Bowl MVP in the team's 40-36 victory over St. Mary's, which sent the Rams to the 2000 Vanier Cup. Neil was selected as a Canada West All-Star in 2002 and 2003, and he remains the University of Regina's all-time leader in rushing yards, 2,934, touchdown runs, 17, and all-purpose yards, 5,667. He graduated from the University of Regina with his education degree in 2003. Initially, Neil joined the Rough Riders at training camp in 1999. During the 2004 CFL draft, he went unselected and signed as a free agent with the Riders in April of 2004. Neil was a very versatile player, blocking as a fullback, running the ball, receiving, and covering and returning kicks on special teams. He was even called on to punt due to an injury to regular punter Paul McCallum. During his Rider career, Neil amassed 277 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns on 70 carries. He also had 46 receptions for 505 yards, averaging 11 yards per reception and scoring 6 receiving touchdowns.
For this second and goal situation from the BC 2-yard line, a double tight end formation. 3 backs in the backfield. The handoff, no, it's fake. The pass into the end zone, wide open, Neil Hughes! Touchdown, Saskatchewan! As Kerry Joseph fools everybody.
On special teams, Neil added 99 tackles and 4 fumble recoveries. He returned 18 kicks for 246 yards, a 13.7-yard average. He also returned 1 punt for 21 yards and punted twice for 70 yards. Neil played in 18 playoff games, appeared in the 2009 and 2010 Grey Cups, and was a member of the 2007 and 2013 Grey Cup championship teams. The apex of Neil's decade-long Rider career was the chance to play in the 2013 Grey Cup in front of a sellout home crowd. Neil helped the Riders close out the game in a 45-23 Grey Cup victory over the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
First down, clock is running. So is Neil Hughes. Ball's going to savor every last yard. That'll be a run he'll never forget.
That must have been a surreal moment for that young fan that used to watch the Rider games from way up in Section 205. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Saskatchewan Roughriders Plaza of Honor, Neil Hughes.
Down a bit. Whew. Wow. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for that great induction speech there. That's the nicest thing. You've never said anything nice to me, basically. That was beautiful. I was tearing up. You're a great friend. Thanks, buddy. I'll never forget the day you came to my uncle's garage for the first time. My uncle used to have us over for Rider parties after the game, and I'd bring players over there, and we had Corey Grant and Scott Gordon and Mike came by, and Mike got having a few drinks, and as you know, Mike, he's got a mouth. So my uncle pulls me aside and he goes, "Hey Neil, that Mike, he's kind of an asshole." I'm like, "Oh no, he's not. No, he truly, he's a great teammate. He's a great guy. You just got to get to know him." And the rest of that night they hit it off. So, Mike, I truly appreciate our friendship, and you always have a way of making light of situations, and we did that in the locker room day in and day out. And you said that we couldn't have these rings without Carrie and I, but like you were a huge part of that too, and you know that too, and you'll be up here someday too. I know it. So now, I also want to make some thank yous here to the Plaza of Honor Committee, because without you guys, we don't have this great event. And I remember when I was young, when I was 7 years old, coming to the Rider games, I used to hear people's names being called out, getting inducted into the Plaza of Honor. And to be up here today is very special, not only for me, but for my family, for my friends. This is truly a special honor, and it's not something that I ever thought would happen. But now I'm standing up here and it's slowly starting to sink in, so there might be some tears coming here and there. But thank you guys very much for putting such a wonderful event together. I also want to thank all of the fans of Saskatchewan, all the football fans. Without you guys, we don't have a team. We don't have what we have here. We don't have this beautiful stadium. I know us guys that played on the field here, we did our best to give you guys a good show. And we're sitting in a product of that show that we gave the fans, and I'm very, very appreciative of that. So thank you guys. So throughout my career, I had the opportunity to be involved with a lot of community organizations with the Rough Riders. We always had off-season programs, and I pride myself on getting out to communities and speaking to youth about certain issues. And I know the Red Cross is here tonight, and I had the opportunity to work with you guys, and thank you guys for showing your support here tonight. I truly appreciate it. Luke and Scott over there, thank you guys. And I had some great times with the Red Cross, going over many different communities and speaking about bullying and all types of positive messages to kids. So I think that's an important thing for you players out there today is, and I know you guys do, give back to this great community that gives you guys so much. So growing up in Regina, like most of the kids who played football in Regina, I used to play out in the park and dream of being Rough Riders. I would dream of being Ken Austin or Tim McRae, Milson Jones. Some of you guys might know those names. But when I was 7, that's where I fell in love with the game of football, was playing in the park with my buds. And to this day, I still carry that love of the game. So there are a few players here today from an actual RMF team that I played for, the Bantam Stampeders, and one of the first coaches that ever coached me was he's also here tonight with those 3 kids. So you guys want to stand up? From the RMF Stampeders over there, we got 3 beautiful boys. They look good. Yeah, thank you guys very much for coming. Thank you to the Saskatchewan Rough Riders for graciously donating some tickets that I was able to donate to those fine gentlemen over there to be able to come here tonight. Well, I guess I got to get on to the tear-jerking part. Well, first off, I need to thank my family, obviously. I wouldn't be up here without you guys. Mom and Dad, thank you guys very much for doing what you did and keeping me in sports. Mom, thank you for being my rock. Thank you for showing me that hard work, dedication, perseverance, and all those good things, and having a positive mindset can really carry you through in life. And I know I wouldn't be up here without you and without my father. I still remember, the first time I ever wanted to quit football, when he said, "Well, Neil, if you want to quit, you get your equipment, put it in that garbage bag, and you take it to the coach and you quit yourself." And I got to the field and I couldn't do it. I put that equipment on the field and went out and kept playing. And so I truly appreciate that. And both of you guys never forced me to play a sport. You never ever told me to quit, even though Mom, I've had like 14 or 15 broken bones. You never told me to quit. So I really appreciate you guys' love and support. Steve, you look sharp. You look great. I'm very proud of you, man, for for becoming the father that you are to your daughter. You're an amazing man. So, and the rest of my family, I can't say enough about my family. I have a huge family, and we come from a Métis background, so our family is very tight knit, and it's truly an honor to have such a close knit family group. Without the support of you guys, you know, I wouldn't have had as much fun playing football, because I play football for my family first and foremost, and I took my heart and I put it on that field, and I put it on that field for my family, and I put it on that field for my close friends, and I have a few of those here tonight as well. So, you know, I'm truly appreciative of everything that has happened, everything that I have here, these 2 Grey Cup rings, and you know, I'm kind of at a loss for words, because it's slowly starting to sink in that this is actually happening. As a young Regina boy, 7 years old, playing football in the park, never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine I'd be up here on stage in front of all of you, all of these Rider greats, past and former players that will be in here someday. It's truly an honor, and I thank the Saskatchewan Roughriders organization for putting their trust and their faith in me, not only on the field but off the field as well. And you know, there's numerous coaches, numerous teammates, and I'd love to name all of you guys and thank all of you, but I don't want to be like Scott Schultz, so I'll slow it down a bit here. So, but I've honestly, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, and know that I am truly, truly honored and truly grateful to have each and every one of you who are close to me in my life, and those who have come across. Thank you so much, and this is truly an honor that my family will cherish for the rest of their lives, and their families will cherish, and my kids. Thanks, Mom. So thank you guys, truly, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Rider Nation. Thank you so much.
We'll take about 5 minutes, let you enjoy your dessert, and set up the stage for a special Q&A coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat for you now. Coming to the stage next are 3 impact players this season. One of them has surfed his way to the league-leading quarterback sacks. One is a hometown boy. And one is the new guy slinging touchdowns and crushing corn dogs. Please welcome to the stage, first if you would, Sackmaster Charleston Hughes.
That's my cousin.
Regina's own Zach Evans. And number 7, Cody Fajardo. Given some questions to ask the guys, I may go off the board, and one of you will go home with the lovely bachelorette behind the screen.
Not me, I'm married.
Cody's out. Cody's out already. Charleston Hughes, you have won 2 Grey Cups in your career. How do you think someone with your experience can help these Riders win the 2019 Grey Cup?
Play football harder.
Is that possible? You play hard.
I know, we got to keep playing harder.
Mike Riley wants you to stop playing so hard. You chopped his ball out of his hand twice. You should have had 4 sacks in that game, you told me on the radio.
Well, the key is just we just got to keep elevating our game and just, you know, game after game, keep getting better. We still haven't played our best football yet. So long as we keep improving as a team and really keep pushing forward, you know, everything will work out in the end.
All right. Your cousin is on it. This is all right.
It's my family too at that table.
Now, Charleston, there comes an age where we from the outside go, oh, is it time? Is it time? People started asking me, oh, is Charleston done? Calgary got rid of him. Is Charleston done? He only had 4 sacks the second half of last season. It's very clear that you are not done. At 35, how many more years will it be before we get to induct you into the Plaza of Honor?
I haven't put a number to that yet. I'm going to continue to keep playing as long as, my body stays up and the sacks keep rolling in. And, as long as Jeremy O'Day keeps letting me play for him, I'll be good.
Yeah.
And good D tackles beside you, right?
That's always a plus.
All right, Cody Fajardo. Corn dogs. Really? Where did corn dogs come from? Why corn dogs?
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. If I were to pick a food group to kind of go off, it wouldn't be corn dogs. But I love them. I love the carnival corn dogs. It can't be a microwave corn dog because it's just not the same. So when they had the X here and I was able to get the corn dog, it helped the game go a little bit better. But, I mean, it took off, and it's really been a lot of fun. It's helped me connect with the fans a little bit more. Gives us something to talk about other than football, which I actually really enjoy.
Please, Charleston.
Do you eat them dry?
Okay, I found this out the hard way. I got bashed. I put ketchup on my corn dog.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. So it's tough. It's been tough couple weeks knowing that I put ketchup on my corn dogs. But I'm gonna try mustard soon.
And Jesus sprinkles.
Debuting next week on Riderville.com, Cody, the corn dog connoisseur. You will not want to miss it. You are currently the league leader in completion percentage. You have a perfect passer rating on deep balls this season. Your team is riding a 4-game winning streak. How does it feel to be the quarterback for this Riders offense?
It's fun when you have players around you that continue to make plays. That goes, anytime you throw the ball deep, you got to have an offensive line that can protect you and give you the time. And our offensive line has played tremendous this year. We've had a different offensive line. I think our first 5 games, it was a completely different group or one spot here and there. And they've played outrageous. It's been truly amazing to be able to sit in the pocket and feel comfortable. I know my wife really likes when the offensive line plays well because it keeps me clean. And then the receivers, my hat goes off to those guys because contested catches is what wins you games. And our receivers, they just do a tremendous job of going up and making plays on some really good DBs in this league. And having the confidence to be able to throw the ball and know that your guy's going to come down with it helps you as a quarterback to make those decisions.
Nice. Being a professional athlete, getting to the level you've gotten to, it just cannot be easy. Physically, emotionally, mentally, all the things you had to do to stay eligible in college and all the tape you would have to study to get where you are. How important and what family members would you point to that really were a support system to get you here?
Yeah, Coach Dickey's actually done a really cool thing. In our locker room, we have a cork board where guys on the teams are putting pictures of kind of our why and who we play for. And so on my board is a wedding picture. I got married in March. And it's my father, my grandmother, my wife, of course, my brother, and my mother. And those are the people I play for. My grandmother, she's retired, and she's been to every team that I've played for. She's been to at least one game. So when I was in Toronto, she made one of those games. When I was in BC, she made one of those games, and she's been to a game here. And it shows a lot because when you're the backup quarterback or the third-string quarterback and you're not going to see the field much and your family's paying thousands of dollars to come up and see you and watch what you do, it's been really cool to see that. And my dad's coming up for the first game, first Saskatchewan game will be the Labor Day game. And he's super excited. And I told him, I don't know if you're ready. And he said, oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Hands up if you would pay thousands of dollars to go see a Toronto Argos game. Nobody? That is dedication. That's amazing. That's unbelievable. The anchor of our panel is Zach Evans, Regina's own.
The anchor. Starting quarterback.
You need a good D tackle. You just said that 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, Charleston does.
Oh, sir. Maybe it's that you're a Regina local. You shine a little brighter. Are there any guys that are in the Plaza of Honor that that you looked up to or inspired you?
Honestly, it was always Roger Aldag, guys like Bob Poley, just the all-time greats, the guys that obviously didn't get the recognition until after football, but the guys that grinded every single day as hard as, honestly, all the guys that don't shine every game, but just are there time and time again.
Yeah, defensive tackle, a lot of times you guys work in obscurity, right? Because it's not, you don't get the sack dance, but it's I can't imagine having your job, and it's admirable what you guys do game in and game out.
Yeah, it's a little tough. I headbutt a lot of people, I'm not going to lie, but it's my job, and I'm asked to do it, and I do it proudly. I love wearing the green and white, so I'm excited just to be here, honestly.
Yeah. I imagine a lot of aspiring football players in our province can relate to you, a local guy. Juniors now play for the local team. Is there a piece of advice or pieces of advice you would give them?
Yeah, like I do a lot of, obviously, community work because a lot of the Americans go home, but I stay in Regina in my home, and I go and talk to kids all the time, and I love spending time in our community because I feel like that's what makes the Riders is our community work and what we give back to our community.
We heard it with Neil. We heard it with Mike. That's no small effort. Like, I don't know. I assume you have fun to it, but that's no small effort. Like, you work a real job where you get beat up and then you go on the road. That is really admirable. I really appreciate that about all you guys.
But that's the best part of our job, honestly. Like, you love playing football. Being under the lights is amazing. It's incredible. Winning Grey Cups, doing that stuff is incredible. But when you can look at a child in the eyes and actually see that there's a fire in their eyes now because you just talk to them about bullying or talk about with football or anything like that, it's absolutely incredible. Like, just having a 4-year-old myself, I see that daily, but to see it in a room of 30 kids, it's just absolutely incredible.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Now on to the bonus round. No questioning any of your football abilities, obviously. We'll start with Cody and work our way to your left. Do you have any hidden talents outside of football? And if you say corn dog eating, I'm going to buzz you.
That's tough there. I don't think so, honestly.
No balloon animals, no ventriloquism, no impressions. You can do a handstand.
No.
Tie a cherry stem with your tongue.
I'm not very talented outside of football, I think. That really humbles you, I guess.
All right. If anybody has a hobby they'd like to pass on to Cody. Charleston Hughes, talents outside of football. Surfing, obviously, but you can't use that one.
I guess I could say the only talent that I do outside of football is I snowboard.
Really?
He pretends to.
Okay.
I do snowboard.
The one time I tried to snowboard, I bruised my tailbone in the 4th minute, so if you're better than that, you're good. You're good in my book. That's all right. Zach Evans, special talents?
Knitting.
I believe that one less than Charleston and snowboarding, actually.
I can dance. Not right now. I'm just letting you know.
6-game injury list. 6-game.
I've seen it. That Ukrainian dance that he does, and the jump split.
Can you DM me that video? I would like to. That'd be pretty good. Zach, I'll start with you. Pre-game rituals. Do you have any? Do you have songs? Do you have a routine? What do you do pre-game?
I try and stay away from everyone, honestly. I usually am just in my little corner playing FIFA on my iPad, just hanging out. I don't get super pumped or nervous for games anymore. It's just more of a if you're nervous, I feel like you don't know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing no matter what. That's my job, and I'm confident in that too.
All right. Charleston, pre-game meal that you must have? Pre-game ritual you must do?
I guess the only thing I can say about that is really I eat breakfast super early in the morning on game day, and I don't eat anymore until after the game. So I eat like once, and then I don't eat no more within 8 hours of the game.
You go to the field hungry.
All the time.
I like it. Cody, pregame ritual, last question.
I listen to one song before the game just on loop, and it's My Front Porch Looking In by Lone Star. I've done that since I've been in college. It's a country song. Just kind of puts a lot of things in perspective. I can't listen to like heavy metal or else I'll just want to bang my head against the wall, and I know the guys don't want me to do that. So that, and then I pray on the 17-yard line before every game and every halftime. I'll run out, I'll go to the 17-yard line. I wore 17 in college, just kind of something I did, and I feel like if I don't do it, I feel uncomfortable, and so I try and do it before every game and every halftime.
Very cool. I can imagine you banging your head before the game, and coach has to tell TSN why you're in protocol before the first snap. That wouldn't be amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Fajardo, Charleston Hughes, and Zach Evans, your 2019 Saskatchewan Roughriders.
You know, when you're inducted into the Plaza, it's kind of a culmination of your career with the Riders. You know, it just kind of shows an appreciation for all the hard work you did and some of the milestones you had and the journey you went through with your teammates and, you know, the appreciation for it. So I know that for me, that was one of the main things, was to know that, you know, all the hard work I put in and with the guys that, you know, in the very end, that we were going to be, you know, kind of showcased. And it's one of those small clubs that only a few guys get in. You never get to the podium by yourself. Any guy that's a Hall of Famer, there's a lot of luck involved. You've been healthy, you've been productive, but you've also been around some really good coaches and some really good teammates that helped you flourish. And so, yeah, you're never by yourself. You probably had some family that picked you up while you were down as well. And so you're not by yourself, but once again, it's a culmination of everything that you've done, and it's a celebration for everybody.
When you're a member of the Rider family, a Rider fan, and so on, I mean, the Riders are a big part of your life, and so to receive the recognition of going into the Plaza is really special. It means a lot to players, it means a lot to builders, and it's forever. That's kind of the cool part. You're in the Plaza, and you're a member of that fraternity forever, and when you're gone, you're still part of it. So I think it's a big deal, especially for me, who had the opportunity to play with the Riders and play with greats like Ronnie Lancaster, George Reed, Ed McQuarters, and the list goes on of all the guys that I know and played with that are in the Plaza. And then to go in as a builder was really something for me and for my family. It meant a lot to my family, to my friends. They share in that. They were part of that.
Our next inductor tonight has both played and coached for the Riders. Marcus Crandall was a CFL Grey Cup MVP, leading Calgary to the title in 2001. Joined the Riders in 2005. He would be Kerry Joseph's backup quarterback in 2007 and help anchor the 2007 Grey Cup championship victory over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Marcus, still very active in the Saskatchewan football community, currently the offensive coordinator for the University of Saskatchewan Huskies. Ladies and gentlemen, here to induct Kerry Joseph into the 2019 SaskTel Plaza of Honor, please welcome number 8, Marcus Crandall.
Thank you all very much for the warm welcome. Just to kind of give a correction. 11
years.
Nope, I played 10 and a half. I got released my 11th year. But I'm not currently working with the Saskatchewan Huskies this year. I'm actually back in North Carolina right now doing radio, doing some insurance with Aflac, and doing some private training with some quarterbacks there. So I just want to give some thanks first of all before I get started, because it's been over the last couple of days, it's been quite interesting to say the least as far as getting out here and all that. So first of all, I want to thank the Rider organization because when a couple of weeks ago when Kerry called and asked me to be his inductor or introduce him, for this event. I immediately said yes, and he was going to talk to the writers and see if they agree, because they didn't know where I was. I think I was in North Carolina, and right away, just to kind of again to prove how good this organization is, because I still talk about them in North Carolina as far as their sincerity, as far as helping their players, current players, former players, the community, everybody involved in the community. And they immediately said, yes, we'll do it. We'll fly them up, take care of the hotel, and all those things. And so I thank you, Rider Organization, for all of you done for myself as far as getting here for this event. All right, the other, I guess I'm going to say people, so I'm not going to single out one person, is Colin O'Brien, all right, because my luggage got left in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I'm here without any clothes except for the clothes that I wore and Colin O'Brien. So I really appreciate them for that. And last but not least, Lisa McIntyre, wherever she is. I think she's over here somewhere. She's been running around like crazy, helping me get suited for this suit right here, and along with a lot of other things, I'm sure, as far as getting ready for this event. So I thank you, Lisa, as well. Okay. So as I said, when Kerry asked me to be his to introduce him for this event, I immediately said yes. I'm going to stick to the script from here on out. Not going to be, as Neil said, Scott Schultz. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and get to the point here. And I'll start off with I'm blessed and elated to be standing here in front of you all today, in the presence of one of the best teammates I had the pleasure to play with. Glory be to God. All right. In 2006, the Ottawa Renegades were suspended by the CFL, which led to an extension draft for the 2006 season. That moment arguably would set the stage for what was to come. By way of the extension draft, the Saskatchewan Roughriders bolstered our offensive firepower by attaining one of the most talented quarterbacks to have played in the league, along with his Ottawa Renegades teammates, DJ Flick and Joe Murphy. Not only was he talented, he also possessed superb leadership skills and exuded confidence. That's everywhere he went, on the field, off the field, which I know are a direct correlation to his faith in God. In 2006, we finished the regular season 9-9 and went on to the Western Final to play the BC Lions. We fell short losing to the Lions that year, who would eventually go on to win the 94th Grey Cup. As we emptied out our lockers that days later, I recall sitting next to our starting quarterback and hearing him say, "This just means I have to get better next year. I have to work harder for next year." That's the type of person Kerry Joseph was. And all of this today, along with those people, I could have thrown this away and did a whole nother script. But that's the kind of person he was, because he was involved in that as well. Okay? I realized what that spirit was that came over me that day, hearing when Kerry was going to be our starting quarterback that year and we're going to be teammates. It was a blessing to me for what was to come as well, all right? And today is a part of that as well. In 2007, we found ourselves back in the Western Finals playing against the BC Lions once again, but this time we were victorious. All right, the ingredients for that victory contained some stellar QB runs and throws from Kerry, and he would carry those same ingredients along with a special Louisiana seasoning to the 95th Grey Cup that went something like this. Any dogs in the house? followed by barks from some of his teammates. All right? That seasoning got Andy Fantuz hot after catching a pass from KJ, igniting the will to fight and shake off defenders, then headed to the end zone for what would end up being the game-winning touchdown. KJ was named the CFL's most outstanding player for the 2007 season, and it was well earned. For those moments, which continue to have a tremendous impact on Saskatchewan Roughriders history and present, I'm honored to introduce to Rider Nation 2019 Plaza of Honor inductee, Kerry Joseph.
Kerry Joseph was born in New Iberia, Louisiana on October 4th, 1973. His journey into football began at age 9 when a good friend and his dad introduced Kerry to organized flag football, where Kerry played as both a quarterback and punter. In 1992, Kerry joined the McNeese State University football program. During his 3 years as a starter at MSU, the Cowboys won 41 games and 3 Southland Conference championships. In 1992, Kerry led the football program to its first ever playoff victory, and in 1995 to its first national semifinal appearance. That same year, he was named the Southland Conference and Louisiana Player of the Year after leading the Cowboys to a 13-1 record and a #1 ranking for most of the season.
Joseph under center, drops back to pass.
Kerry's 7,874 career passing yards and 9,676 career total offensive yards ranks him second in the McNeese State University record book. Kerry continues to hold the school's career record of 67 touchdown passes. In 1996, Kerry signed as a free agent quarterback with the NFL's Cincinnati Bengals. From there, he moved on to the NFL-sponsored World League, where he spent a season as quarterback of the London Monarchs. In 1997, Kerry signed with the Washington Redskins as a running back, switching his position to safety in 1998 for the World League's Rhein Fire and winning the World Bowl championship. That same year, Kerry made the roster of the Seattle Seahawks, where he played 4 seasons as a safety.
Joseph at the 17 has a seam up the middle. Joseph cuts to the outside. One more man to beat. Aguilar, the kicker, the only one back. And Louis Aguilar saved the touchdown.
Following his stint with the Seahawks, Kerry left professional football and was coaching football at St. Thomas More Catholic High School in Lafayette, Louisiana, when he was rediscovered by Ottawa Renegades GM Eric Tillman and brought into training camp as a quarterback. Kerry's 3 seasons in Ottawa were very successful as he racked up 10,922 passing yards, 57 passing touchdowns, 2,040 rushing yards, and 19 rushing TDs. In 2006, the Saskatchewan Roughriders selected Kerry first overall in the Ottawa Renegades dispersal draft. That season, the Green and White went 9-9, losing to the BC Lions in the Western Final.
Joseph in the
2007 was a magical season for Kerry and the Riders. They had a 12-6 record, hosted a home playoff game, won the Western Final, and defeated Winnipeg to bring the Grey Cup home to Saskatchewan.
Well, it's a big win for us. Just speechless right now, man. We fought so hard. It was a tough game, but we battled, and thank the crowd, the fans, for this wonderful game.
What does this mean to you and the people of Saskatchewan?
We champs, babes. We are the champs.
2nd and 7.
Kerry finished that season by completing 267 of 459 pass attempts for 4,002 passing yards and 24 touchdowns, throwing only 8 interceptions and achieving a pass efficiency rating of 97.1. The 5-year CFL veteran rushed for 737 yards and 13 touchdowns that season, the second most rushing TDs by a quarterback in CFL history. Kerry capped off 2007 by becoming the first Rider to win the CFL Most Outstanding Player Award since 1976, when Ron Lancaster took home the title. Before the start of the 2008 CFL season, Carey was traded to the Toronto Argonauts, playing 2 seasons there before heading to the Edmonton Eskimos. In 2014, Carey retired from the CFL to focus on coaching, including stints with the New Orleans Saints, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and coming full circle to coach at his alma mater, McNeese State University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Saskatchewan Roughriders Plaza of Honor, Kerry Joseph.
Wow. Whew. Time has finally come. Whew, man. Thank you all. Thank you all. Marcus, thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for being here. It's very special and honor to have a great friend, a great teammate to be able to introduce me tonight. I know Scott Schultz has been getting hit hard tonight. So my speech is going to be Scott Schultz, 58 minutes, minus 48 minutes, and I'm going to get out your way. So I want to make sure I keep it short and sweet. But I want to first give thanks to God Almighty for allowing me to be here and to share in this opportunity tonight. I thank the Plaza of Honor Committee for just putting on a first-class event and the Rider organization, SaskTel. It just shows that everything that's done here is done first class, and I want to say thank you for that. Thank you also for my induction into the 2019 Plaza of Honor class and to be a member of the Plaza. Neil Hughes, congratulations. Well done, well deserved. I also want to tip my hat off to so many that I respect that have come before me that has entered the Plaza of Honor. So many great Rider players that have done so many great things here in Riderville that have built a lasting legacy. I want to say congrats to you guys, and I say thank you to you guys for paving the way for us to have this opportunity in 2019 to be inducted into the Plaza of Honor. You know, I got here through a lot of hard work, but they had a lot of people in my corner. I had a lot of support, a lot of people that encouraged me along the way. I had 2 wonderful parents that I was blessed to be raised by. My dad, right at this moment, has his resting place in heaven, but I know he's here in spirit. My wonderful and beautiful mom, Geraldine Joseph, she's here with me celebrating tonight. I want to say thank you, Mom, for your sacrifices. And I say when I got to this point, I wasn't going to get teary-eyed, so I'm not. Thank you for your sacrifices and your unconditional love. You know, my mom never wanted to sign the paperwork for insurance when I was playing football. She never wanted me to get hit, but my dad kept forcing me to go out there. So I thank you, Mom, for continuing to be my support and my backbone. I want to say thank you to my brothers that are not here tonight, unfortunately, but they had a big part in my success in supporting my dreams. So I say thank you to my big brother, Kevin, who kept that competitive edge. Because growing up as the middle child, I always wanted to play with the bigger guys. And I always wanted to compete, and I never wanted to lose. So that's where that competitive drive started at that age, at that young age. My little brother, Kendall, he always watched everything that we did while he was being bad. But I knew I had to be that role model for him and to make sure I did all the right things to lead him along the way. I want to acknowledge some other close friends and family members that are here with me. My uncle, Burgess Bourgeois, my cousin, Troy James, my father-in-law, Mr. Ferdinand Jackson, my mother-in-law, Dolores Jackson. Thank you all for being here tonight and celebrating with me. I want to say thank you to a good friend, my website designer, my social media manager. Did everything for me, Jeff. You kept me. You know, don't have too much talent when it comes to all the social media and the technology. So when I needed help, I just leaned on Jeff. So Jeff, thank you for being here tonight. And I also just want to thank everyone back at home who's not here, but I know supported me and will have an opportunity to see this speech. I want to say thank you to all of you all back at home for being my support cast throughout my years. I also want to give thanks to Mr. and Mrs. Richard Chin for being a good friend of mine when I was here in Regina. Their daughter, who's a good friend of mine, Shannon Chin. I thank Todd and Jamie Boat for being here. You all was very special, and being away from home and being from the U.S. is always good to have families here that would take you in and always be a support system for you. Once again, Marcus, thank you. Thank you for taking my call and being a good friend, a good brother to come here and to be able to celebrate with me tonight. Thank you, my brother. And I want to say thank you to my beautiful wife of 8 years, my best friend, Courtney. Thank you for being here. She's been my rock since the time I've entered the CFL in 2003. And the long nights, the teary nights, the aching nights, she's always been there to listen. She's always been there to be my friend. So, sweetie, I thank you, and thank you for being here. You know, this journey started at the age of 9 years old. And you saw up there some of those baby pictures that I had to go digging and find in the flag football league. And it all started for me there. And I had a extended family, a coach by the name of Danny Fauché that gave me an opportunity to play the quarterback position. And that's where my dream started. I was good friends with his son, and he's like a brother to me, Shane Fauché. That family was very, very good to me. So I'm very grateful to the Fauché family back at home in New Iberia, Louisiana. I have to say, coming from a country town, a small town, about 30,000 people, I went to a pretty big high school in the state of Louisiana. At one point, we was the biggest school in the state of Louisiana. And I had some great coaches. I had some great teammates. So when I stand here tonight, it's not about just Kerry Joseph. It's about a lot of people that have impacted my life. And I got to take that time to say thank you to them because of some of the coaches that I had. You know, there was a late coach by the name of Merlin Wallette who embarrassed me in the gym one day because I wasn't working hard. And he said, "You're not working hard to be the best." And so I'm grateful for people like that and coaches that stood in my corner, a head coach that came in my 12th grade year that put in the offense that allowed me to throw the ball down the field and get recognized by different colleges. And I was able to earn that college scholarship to a great university of McNeese State. You saw some of the highlights there. And in the 90s, early 90s, I had some great moments at McNeese State. We had some great years, some great teammates and great coaches. And I want to thank those guys also. I had a great, wonderful coach by the name of Bobby Kiesler that was an inspiration to me and taught me the word patience and how to wait for my time and continue to work hard. I had a great offensive coordinator. I had a strength coach that was crazy by the name of Ronald Moten, and he really taught me the word of being physically and mentally tough. And he developed me coming up through McNeese, and I'm thankful and grateful for those people who had an impact in my life. And I know there's a lot of thank yous, but I got to get them out tonight because I'm very grateful for being up here tonight. And I had a dream. I had a dream to play in the NFL, you know, as a young man growing up. And an opportunity came to me to play 5 years in 3 different positions. I would have never thought I would have had that opportunity. So I'm grateful for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm grateful for the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm grateful for the Washington Redskins and everybody that had an impact on my life throughout my career there. And then the journey began. I found myself coaching high school football in 2002 at St. Thomas More High School. And then the journey to Canada began when a phone call from Eric Tillman happened in 2003. I'm grateful and thankful for that phone call. I'm grateful and thankful for Brad Waters and the franchise of the Renegades. I'm thankful for that coaching staff and my teammates. Michael Boo is one special one. I see him all the time. I had to get on him because I did a interview with Mike, and he said that I was 240 when I came to Ottawa. So I told him when I got here we had to talk about that 240 because I never have been 240. So 220. So I'm grateful for that coaching staff. I'm grateful for the Ottawa teammates. I'm grateful for the chaplain that was there in Ottawa, Ron Dawson, who really embraced me when I got there. Special acknowledgement to Coach Pow, to Kent Austin, Tommy Condell, Kevis Reed, and many, many others that was on that staff when I had the opportunity to play in Ottawa. In 2006, I arrived in Saskatchewan. The phone rang. The GM, Roy Shivers, called and said that we're taking you in the dispersal draft. Are you ready to become a rider? And I told him, let's go and let's get it done. So I'm grateful for Roy Shivers, Danny Barrett, and Mr. Jim Hobson for allowing me to come here and be a part of this great organization. 2006 was a special year, but we came up short in the Western Finals. That was some very special moments with a great team. I made a promise to one of my teammates, Fred Perry, following the loss in 2006. And I told him, we're coming back in 2007 to win the Western Finals. And then we're going to go on and win the Grey Cup. I did everything in my power to make sure I fulfilled that promise to Fred. In 2007, Ken Austin arrived as the head coach, and the Riders, we were still hungry. We went on as a great team. We built a great family. From the first game to the Labor Day Classic to the Blackout to the Grey Cup, we did some great things in 2007. So when I stand here, I don't stand alone. I take no credit because I was surrounded by some special teammates, some special coaches, and some special fans. I have to give thanks to all the departments within the Riders organization for their support and contribution to my success in Riderville. Special thanks to my Rider teammates. There's a bunch of my teammates here, and it's great to see you guys here, and it's great to be back here in the house that we built. When I won the Most Outstanding Player Award, I didn't win it alone. We were all standing on that stage together. We were all 2007 champions. We made a connection, and we have a bond that will last a lifetime. I don't want to mention names tonight because I don't want to forget anybody because they all were special to me. But I have to say, my offensive linemen, I thank you guys. I thank you guys for keeping me standing up. I thank you guys for keeping my uniform clean. And my mom, thank you guys, because she didn't have to worry about if I got hurt or anything. I want to leave y'all with this here, because this is a special night. And I'm not going to shed any tears because I did it on the plane when I was coming. So flying over here, the moments kind of hit me. But the legacy I want to leave a legacy of being a leader on the field, in the community, and in life. Working with Kids Sports Saskatchewan, helping to make dreams come through to young kids who wanted to play sports but couldn't afford it. Making a dream come true to a young lady by the name of Erin Lawrence, who was dying from a rare form of cancer that I had a chance to see in the hospital before she passed away that year. Erin, we got it done. To young fans by the name of Spencer Boat and Brody Boat, the parents are here tonight. They always wanted me to be around. They always wanted to come around and play. And Spencer, when she started playing sports, she always said, and she fought and she cried because she had to wear number 4. So I'm grateful and thankful for those types of memories. I never wanted to lead my teammates from behind. I never wanted to lead my teammates from the front. I always wanted to be side by side with them as we went into battle. I always wanted them to know that they can count on KJ4 to be there to show up and to show out. As we leave here tonight, and as I step off the stage, my message to everyone is to encourage someone, to inspire someone, to love someone every day, today and tomorrow. Because as a player, that's what I wanted to do. I gave everything to this game of football, and tonight the game has gave back to me. The game has gave back to my family. The game has gave back to us as fans of Riderville. My dad always said that our name Joseph is who we are. So make sure that you're represented with class, honor, and integrity. Well, Pops, tonight we made it. We're going into the Plaza of Honor. And I want to say this last statement from the bottom of my heart. To the fans of Riderville, the province of Saskatchewan, thank you. Thank you. To my former coaches and my former teammates, thank you all. I love you all, and may God continue to bless you all. Thank you, and have a great night.
Time for a little Q&A with the two men of the day. And I think the pressing question for you, Neil Hughes, there was a picture of you in shoulder pads that were 2 traffic lanes wide. How did you play in those?
I don't know. Just got it done.
They were enormous.
That was back in the day when we had to wear shoulder pads that were about 20 years old and all those. Yeah. My son at age 9 has nicer pads than I ever had. These kids are spoiled nowadays.
And the clothing question for you, Kerry Joseph. Please, when you signed the papers to McNeese State, you were wearing a Nike tracksuit that please tell me you still have. It was outstanding.
No, I do not have that one. I don't.
Being 240, you can't wear it anymore?
Wow.
That was for you, Boo!
I gotta find out where this 240 number is coming from.
That's my number right now.
I want to start with you, Kerry, as I was reminding myself of your story and how you got to be a CFL player that I watched from the other side of the TV and went, oh man, he's going to kill somebody, and he's a quarterback. You were a college quarterback. You were a pro quarterback. You went to Europe on 2 separate occasions. You changed positions twice. You stopped playing football. You then came to Canada, which I'm guessing you hadn't been to a ton before. You must love football to do all that.
I do love the game, and I think for me it was just always a challenge. And whenever I'm challenged, it actually brings the best out of me, And it was one of those deals. I love being around the game of football. I love the competitive nature of it. So I did whatever I had to do to continue to progress and continue to grow with the game.
And Neil, when I had you on the radio, I didn't know the story of you were undrafted in 2004. I started college football doing it in 2006, and people talked about, thank goodness Regina doesn't have Neil Hughes anymore because we have a chance. Undrafted and unwanted by the team that brought you in. You must love football to then go, you know what, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, Danny Barrett gave me the opportunity to sign the contract, and Danny and Roy, I'm very thankful for that opportunity. And Danny brought me into his office. He said, well, Neil, I'm just giving you the opportunity to put the pads on one last time in camp. And basically I took that as my motivation, and much like Kerry and most other players out here, you take that as motivation and you do your best to prove people wrong. And that's something that I'm sure Kerry can say too. Being in the pros, you've had to prove a lot of people wrong.
Yeah. And I hope you counted every time you put your pads on and went, that's 947 now, I win. That's amazing. Neil, tell me what it means to have played your entire football career in the city of Regina, in your city.
It's unbelievable to be able to play in front of your family starting at age 7 all the way until your last game. I'm super grateful for that, and I'm actually at a loss for words because it's something that not everybody gets a chance to do. It's something that's very rare, and to be able to do that and play for the team you grew up dreaming about playing for and winning 2 championship rings, it's honestly surreal. And to be able to do it with guys like Kerry and Marcus and everybody else out here, Mike, we had great teams. 07, great locker room. Kerry was our leader. This man here, he's a pretty humble guy, but he's probably one of the best Rough Rider quarterbacks to ever don the green and white, and I say that from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, he's much deserving of everything he's gotten tonight. So, in my mind, it's a little late, but he should have had a long time ago. But it's all good. We used to actually go golfing after some of the games together with O'Day and Yo Murphy, and he used to kick our ass on the golf course too. So those were good times.
That's some special times.
And Kerry, to hear Marcus with his induction speech and think, that's a guy who played your position. You came in, you were the starter, and he has that much love for you. The things they say about you as a teammate have to be true just by hearing Marcus's words.
Well, when I came in, it's always tough. When you bring a guy in to compete at the same position with you, it's always tough. But I think for us, it brought us closer together, and I'm grateful for him because, number one, he was here in the city, so he kind of showed me the ropes. But also, just as a teammate, he had been a Grey Cup MVP already. So I actually picked his brain for knowledge because I wanted to continue to grow in the game. I only been in the CFL for 3 years. So we worked hand in hand, and, he kept me on my toes. And, he made me better because I knew I had a great quarterback behind me, and I had to work every day to make sure I kept my starting job. So he made me better. So Marcus, I'm thankful, so for him to come and to be able to introduce me tonight, I thought it was very special, minus the part that I feel bad that he hadn't gotten his clothes yet. So I hope he get him tonight.
But how good does he look in Colin O'Brien, everybody?
But he looks good, and we didn't get ours till about 1:30 last night, but after looking at him, I wish mine wouldn't have made it.
Neil, in a tribute video, there was a picture of young you visiting the Riders, getting autographs and stuff.
Yep.
Did visiting with the Riders, did meeting some of them shape you in any way tangible?
Absolutely. Any young kid that gets to meet the Rough Riders is, it's pretty special. And when I became a Rider, I remembered those days. I remember where I came from, and I did my absolute best to pay attention to those young kids out there and the young fans, and do what I could at schools and talk to kids and spread positive messages, because I looked up to those guys when I was young. So I knew that these kids were doing the same to me, and did my absolute best to kind of pass that along to them.
Awesome. Kerry, what is it about Regina for you?
I mean, it's just so much love here in this city. From the time I came in here, the support, like I said, you have families just inviting you over to their homes. Just so much in the community that you can get involved with. It was home away from home. And when I had to leave, unfortunately, it really broke my heart, because I knew that with kids sport and just in the community, there was so much that we were building, because that's what it's about for me. It's not just for winning football games, it's impacting people's lives off the field. And just this city is just a great city. This province is great. And, I've missed it. I really have. And it was a tough pill for me when I had to leave. And but I'm so grateful, because even when I left, whenever I came back, it's like I never left. Just flying into here, it was like I never left. And that's just a great feeling. It just shows you the people of Saskatchewan.
People come to the airport and yell, "Quarterback draw!" Quarterback draw! Amazing. Neil, you were involved in a lot of community involvement in your time with the Riders. What ones were special to you, and why, as on the whole, was it important to you?
They were all important in their own way. The last one I had the opportunity to work with was Red Cross and their anti-bullying initiative, and nowadays there's so much of that going on with social media and cyberbullying, and you hear young kids taking their own lives over cyberbullying, and I took it to heart and did my best to kind of go out to these schools and teach these kids what the Red Cross was preaching about anti-bullying and bullying prevention. And the guys nowadays, they're doing a great job still out there in the communities, and I think that's an important thing, because it's important to get out there and just show these youth that there are other ways to deal with things, and there are positive ways that you can deal with things.
Well, as Kerry said in his speech, football gives you a lot, and it gives you a platform to give a lot back if it's in you. And I think we're all appreciative of the fact that it's in the both of you. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2019 SaskTel Plaza of Honor inductees, Kerry Joseph, Neil Hughes.
If you have program ideas that you'd like to see on Max TV Local On Demand, write us at max.local@sasktel.com.